Yo, what's good, everybody? I'm back with another video. By the title of the video, you already know what we're talking about. Wembanyama, the Spurs. Let's go get into it. When you hear the name San Antonio Spurs, what do you think of? I think of Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, the Big Three, Kawhi Leonard, a bunch of championships that they won, David Robinson, just the history of the Spurs. They're one of the best franchises in the NBA, and they have been ran correctly for decades. When Tim Duncan retired and Tony Parker left to go to Charlotte, the Spurs' downfall really started. Kawhi Leonard was having issues with the medical staff and ended up having to leave as well. Even though in his case, he got traded. He didn't really leave. He got traded in that Jakob Poeltl and DeMar DeRozan trade. That's how Kawhi ended up on the Raptors. He didn't technically leave. He got traded. Let me just make sure I'm clear on that. The season right before Kawhi Leonard left, which was 2017-2018, they made the playoffs at a 47-35 win-loss record. Now that is actually really solid. This was the year Kawhi Leonard only played 9 games, bro. 9 games. You can count that on your hands. They lose early in the playoffs, and this is really when things got worse. Kawhi Leonard ends up getting traded to the Raptors. The Raptors haven't looked back. The Spurs sure have. From 2019 to now, the Spurs haven't made the playoffs. So it's been about 6 to 7 years of them missing the playoffs after being a damn near dynasty. I can put dynasty, but everyone in the comments want to be political. I'm gonna say damn near dynasty because they never went back to back to back to back to back to back. I get it, but to me they're a dynasty. 5 championships in the Duncan era, just no repeats. In 2023, everything changed. The Spurs had a 22-60 losing record, which is tied for the worst record in franchise history. This landed them one of the most generational prospects ever. Yeah, that's pretty premature, but we have not seen a player who is his height do the things he's able to do with the ball or without the ball and on defense. I think Wemby is literally going to be an all-time great. So the Spurs ultimately got their golden ticket, the lottery ticket, whatever you want to call it, with Victor Wembanyama. As a rookie, he put up 21.5 points per game, 10.5 rebounds a game, 4 assists, and almost 4 blocks a game. Almost 4 blocks a game as a rookie. He was an absolute beast on the court. He had some trouble staying healthy. That's always going to be a concern with someone his size. He won Rookie of the Year, really only competing with Chet Holmgren because Chet was hurt his real rookie year, so Wemby ended up winning that. The Spurs and Greg Popovich have agreed for him to step down as the head coach, and he took another role on the team to give the coaching duties to someone new. That someone new is Mitch Johnson, who has actually been around and on the team as an assistant coach for about a decade. So he knows how things are done in San Antonio. We really need to go out and see this year if he can go out there and really make in-game adjustments and really coach and make sure that unit is cohesive. When you look at the Wemby Spurs era in San Antonio, you have to look at what's around him and how they can make it work. They have De'Aaron Fox, who we know can be an all-star level player, lead point guard on a good team. He can hit shots. He plays with a ton of pace because he is so fast. They had Chris Paul, who was able to be there and really help, the youth movement that the Spurs were really trying to do last year. This year, it doesn't look like he's going to be re-signing with the team, but I did want to just give him an honorable mention just because, a lot of those young guys are hooping. Vassell is good. Keldon Johnson is good. Stephon Castle is good. Speaking of Stephon Castle, he just won Rookie of the Year this past season, averaging a good 15 a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists on 43% from the field. You gotta admit when the dude's a hooper. He's really good. Like I said, he was playing with Chris Paul, learning from Chris Paul. He's a pivotal piece in this rebuild if he can just continue to develop his game. Him and Wemby are on the same timeline. A lot of the other pieces that they do have, they can kind of move them if they have to, but they're at the point where we're not really paying anybody, so let's kind of just compete with what we got. And a lot of their players are solid young players. Not everyone has to get traded. Now let's go ahead and talk about the draft. The Spurs just nailed it. The second round just concluded. Oh my goodness, the Spurs, man. How do you come away with Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant in the lottery? The Spurs are absolutely hitting on these draft picks, man. And in this case, like I said, they don't have to pay any of these young players yet. So they can really go out there on Wemby's back. Now, one of the big decisions is De'Aaron Fox. He is one of the players that they might have to pay after next season. They can pay him this offseason when he is requesting kind of a smaller bag compared to like next year. Let's say the Spurs are good and he makes all NBA third team or he's an all-star. I'm talking about De'Aaron Fox. He can request for more money next offseason. So that's really just up to the Spurs and De'Aaron Fox. It does seem like De'Aaron Fox wants to be there. So if I'm him, I'm trying to get a deal there. But they did just draft Dylan Harper. We'll see what happens, man. I don't think Carter Bryant's talked about enough, especially with his fit with the Spurs. They have Harrison Barnes, but he's going to fit right in with the Spurs team. He's a 6'8 wing, defend. He just seems like a likable guy. I thought he was going to go higher in the draft. That's why I'm saying I love it. We still haven't talked about guys like Devin Vassell, who averaged 16 a game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Keldon Johnson, 13, 5, and 2. Like, these guys that the Spurs have are just double-digit scoring guys who look to pass. Every single player that I mentioned has averaged at least 2 or more assists. And I know it's not a lot, but when it's the whole team moving that ball, I think they got a recipe to do some shit next year. If Wemby's healthy and puts up the numbers he's supposed to put up, the Spurs can be a dangerous team, man. I do think the ceiling for this Spurs team this upcoming season, I know it's early, mid-off season, but I just want a super early prediction so I can kind of look back on it. I'm going to say they're a top 5 seed in the West, the Spurs. We've already seen it with OKC where they just kind of take a jump in that regular season. Young guys, fresh legs, always ready to run. You're going to have De'Aaron Fox. You're going to have Wemby. You're going to have Dylan Harper. You're going to have Carter Bryant. You're going to have Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan. You have a lot of pieces to work with there. And if I'm the Spurs, I'm not trading anybody. I'm all for player movement, but when you are trying to just trade everybody, come on, bro, just keep it steady. I think the Spurs can be a top 5 seed in the West. It might not even be a bold prediction. It don't have to be. Whether I'm right or wrong, I do believe that next year, this upcoming season, they will be uber competitive no matter what. Whether they do make the 8 seed play-in, whether they do make the top 5 seed, they're going to be fun to watch. They're going to be a good team. I think if all goes well and everyone is healthy for, the whole season, I could see the Spurs making a second round push, depending on who they get in that first round, depending where they fall in the standings. I could see them getting to the second round. We're currently seeing teams that are young, like the Thunder, who just won the championship, youngest team in a long time to win a championship. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think is the ceiling and floor for the San Antonio Spurs next year. Give me your honest opinions. If you didn't like this video, let me know. Tell me what I could do better. Anything. I'll take the criticism. I appreciate it. I'll be back on Monday with a new video. That's pretty much it for me, man. I'm out. Peace.